Hello everyone and welcome back to Carvenus 14. Now today we are going to be doing another character breakdown. So yesterday, if you guys did watch the video yesterday, we did a character breakdown on Yoimiya. Now today we're going to be breaking down another character who is called Sayu. Now some of you guys may know her, but for the guys that don't know and for the guys that even do know, we're going to be going through her like her character profile today, and seeing what her role could be, how her playstyle will be, all that kind of stuff, basically. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So her name is obviously Sayu. I have no idea what her second name is though, so it's Sayu something and then Sayu, because in Inazuma, I explained this yesterday, but in Inazuma, because it's Japan, you say your surname first and then your first name, if that makes sense. So yeah. Her rarity is a 4-star. Now, that is actually quite good, because that means she's going to be quite obtainable for even us free-to-plays. So for all my free-to-play friends out there, if you plan on getting Sayu, you're in good luck, because she's a 4-star. She's going to be much easier to get than the other 5-star Yoimiya and all other 5-stars in general, in all honesty. Now, her vision is Anemo, so you can probably tell already that she may be quite supportive. Not to say all Anemo characters are supportive. I mean, Anemo is quite a supportive element. That's why I say that, she may be a bit of a support character. Wink, wink. Now, she is a claymore, and that is a little bit odd. The reason I say that is, well, you'll find out at the end of this video anyway. So yeah, she's a claymore user, and she is part of she's a ninja, right? She's a ninja, and she is trained to master the style of the tanuki. So what a tanuki is basically a Japanese raccoon dog, and she's basically, her style, her art, well, her combat style is based around the tanuki, which is the Japanese raccoon dog, and she's part of the sorry, let me get this right. Shiyumatsu band. That's it. Shiyumatsu band. She's a ninja part of a Shiyumatsu band. Now, it's probably her clan, or maybe she's just part of this clan. So, yeah. Either it's her clan, or the clan that is owned by her family, or she's just part of a clan which she has which she doesn't have any family that started this clan, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. Now, these are her leveling up statistics, so the exact resources you're going to need, what she scales with. And speaking of her ascension stat, so this is her ascension stat right here. She scales with elemental mastery, so that means the more you level up, the more you level her up, the higher the elemental mastery is going to be. Each and every single character has a special ascension stat. So because she scales up with elemental mastery, you could probably already tell she's going to be a supportive type of character. Now, excuse me, the materials that we're going to need for her are the Anemo gemstones, which are dropped by the Anemo hypostasis, and we're also going to need this. Now, if you guys don't know what this is this material is called the Magu Kishin. Now, this is from this boss drop is actually from the world boss Magu Kenkin in patch 1.6. For those of you guys that actually have played the Golden Apple Archipelago expansion, you will have come across Magu Kenkin in the story. I'm not going to spoil anything, but yeah, you will come across him in the story. You won't fight him though. I may have said too much already. You won't fight him though. You'll just see him, and that's it. So he's not going to become a world boss available just yet. I'm thinking that he's going to become available in Act 3. So either tomorrow or in Act 4, which is like 4 days away from now. So yeah, he's either going to be available for us to do tomorrow or 4 days from now. So that's how you're going to be able to obtain him. And if you guys are also wondering, if you guys are wondering why this looks familiar, it's also the same material you're going to need if you want to level up Kazuha. Again, if you guys want more information on Kazuha, I have made a video on him already. Link will be in the description if you guys want to check him out. Then we've got this crystal. Now, this crystal is actually a local specialty to Inazuma because all characters have their third material needed for character ascension is always a local specialty. So that's how I know it's a local specialty. Now, this crystal has no name right now. Even Honey Hunter World does not have it. In fact, this is where all the information is from in this video is from Honey Hunter World. So even Honey Hunter World does not have any information on what this is. So I can't really say what this is for sure. If you guys have any information on what this could be, then definitely put it in the comment section below. But all I know for right now is that this is an Inazuman local specialty. So we won't be able to get our hands on this until we get to Inazuma. And then finally, we've got this, which is the Whopper Flower Nectar. So we're going to need Whopper Flower Nectars as well. So we'll run through that again. Anemo Gemstone, Margu Kainkin's World Boss material, Inazuman local specialty, which we won't be able to collect until we get to Inazuma, and Whopper Flower Nectar. Now, moving on to her actual talents. So, because she's a claymore character, she's going to have 4 strikes. The only exception to having, more than 4 strikes is Beidou and Eula, who both have 5 strikes. So yeah, and her charge attack is obviously the spin, the whole spin around Beyblade charge attack that pretty much all the boys and the boys and the girls claymore users use. So yeah, whereas the men and women claymore users use the hack and slash method. So these are her damage scalings for you guys that want to know, for any of you guys that want to know. They are going to be quite low because she is a supportive kind of character and she's a 4-star unit. So yeah, but because she's a claymore character, she's going to definitely outperform some claymore characters in terms of DPS. Not other claymore characters, sorry, but other 4-star users who aren't claymore, because claymores are the most damaging weapons in the game. Yeah, now moving on to her elemental skill. Her elemental skill is called Yuhu Art Fuin Dash. Now, there's 2 variants to this attack. There's the press variant and the hold variant. So, the press variant is she curls up into a ball and rolls forward a short distance and deals Anemo damage. So, basically what she does is she rolls up into a ball and then rolls into an enemy, and she does Anemo damage. Now, I did actually forget to mention it here, but she can, when she ends the attack, she actually does a 360 swirl kick. Swirl kick. It's more of a swirling tail slap. So she basically does a 360 horizontal spin, then tail slaps any enemies around. It's really cool. If you guys want a visual representation of how her attacks are played out, I will put some footage in the link of the description below, so you guys can see her combat playstyle and stuff like that. Now, if her hold variation is that she basically rolls around much longer. Now, just to be precise, you can actually hold this ability for 10 seconds. So yeah, just 10 seconds of her rolling around like a little ball. So she rolls around much longer, dealing Anemo damage along the way to surrounding enemies. When she comes out of this form... Oh, okay, I did mention it here. So when she comes out of this form, for the press and the hold variation, she does a 360 degrees tail slap. So, horizontal 360 degree tail slap, so she just slaps everyone around her. And this ability can actually swirl with other elements. So, let's say Hydro, Cryo, Pyro, or Electro are present. If any one of those elements are present, she will swirl with them and deal Anemo damage as well as that element's damage, which is why she scales with Elemental Mastery here, which is why you may want to build her Elemental Mastery. Now, this is the actual damage scaling here for the wind wheel damage. This is the press. This is the kick. So the tail slap that she does. This is the actual hold variant of the roll. This is the kick variant of the roll. Is it the kick variant of the whole? No, this is the kick variant of the whole. Yeah, this is the kick variant of the hold. This is the actual rolling around. Right, so rolling around, kick, press kick. So press roll, press kick, hold kick, and then the hold roll. And then this you can see here is the duration, at how long you can actually roll around for if you use the hold variant. Which means she's basically turning into Sonic the Hedgehog at this point. Yeah, well, yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog, yeah. I was going to make a stupid analogy, but I'm not going to do that. Now, the cooldown is 6 to 11 seconds. Now, the reason it's 6 to 11 seconds is it depends on the variation that you use. If you use the the press variant, it's 6 seconds. If you use the hold variant, it's 11 seconds. Now, moving on to her elemental burst, it's called Yuhu Art Mujina Madness. Now, what this does is she basically summons a Muji Muji Daruma. Now, what this is basically a doll version of the Tanuki. It's basically the doll version of the Tanuki. Now, her ultimate actually acts a little bit like Bennett's ultimate, except it actually, instead of giving you a buff, the actual Tanuki itself does damage. So I'll explain what I mean. So it summons a Muji Muji Daruma that heals and deals Anemo damage to nearby enemies. Now, the healing actually scales off of, what's her name, Sayu's attack. So Sayu's attack is what will which is what the healing will scale off of. Okay? So you want to build attack percent on her as well. Healing. So basically the healing is only up to 70% of your health. If you didn't know, Bennett's healing is also like this. Before you get his Constellation 1, he only, well, actually no, even when he gets you to Constellation 1, sorry, he heals you up to 70% health. Yeah. So Bennett only heals you up to 70% of your health, and so does Sayu, right? So if the current character, if the character next to the Muji Muji Daruma, or the character that's on the field, is above 70% health, then the Muji Muji Daruma will attack any opponents nearby with Anemo damage. So instead of giving you an active buff, when you're over 70% health, it will actually do Anemo damage itself. So the Muji Muji Daruma will actually attack enemies. So yeah, instead of actually giving you a buff, which can be really useful. Especially because it's doing Anemo damage, it's going to be really, really useful for proccing off your elemental mastery, your swirl, and stuff like that. So obviously it can swirl. If there's no enemies nearby the Muji Muji Daruma, so if there's no enemies within the radius of the Muji Muji Daruma, it will heal any character on the field up to 100%. So let's say you pop the Muji Muji Daruma, and there's no enemies within the ring of it, it will ignore the healing limit and just take you up to 100%. If there are enemies within it, then, if there are enemies within the radius, it will take you up to 70%, if that makes sense. So, yeah. This is the scaling, if any of you guys want to pause the video and check the actual scaling for yourself. But moving on, so you can see here, actually, the Muji Muji Daruma's healing scales off of the attack. So attack percent, basically. So it basically scales off of, not base attack, it scales off of her attack. It doesn't, Honey Hunters did not say base attack, it said attack. So you can actually build attack percent on, Sayu, and you will actually get the benefits of it. Whereas with Bennett, you could only build base attack. Attack percent was basically useless on him. So, yeah. Now, moving on to her talents. Her talent upgrades require these materials. So, you got the new Inazuman-style books, which we actually have no information on. She requires these, the scrolls that have the Japanese-styled shrine gates. So, there's no name for any of the Inazuman local specialties or the talent books, by the way, so that's why I'm going to be putting images within my next few videos of the items that we don't actually understand or know about. So yeah. You're going to need Whopper Flowers as well, because her character Ascension Materials is also Whopper Flowers. And you're also going to need the Gilded Scale, which looks like this. So the Gilded Scale is dropped from Ajdahar, if you didn't know. Ajdahar, the Geo Dragon, yeah, the newest weekly boss. He drops the Gilded Scale, and if you're planning to take Sayu to level 10, then you're going to need a Crown of Insight, or 3 Crowns of Insight if you plan on triple crowning her. Now, moving on to her passives, first one is called Yuhu Art Silencer's Secret. When Sayu is in your when Sayu is in your party, you will not startle crystal flies and certain types of animals. So basically what this means is, you can actually collect crystal flies without having them run away, which I have no idea how... you have no idea how painful it is, unless you're actually like me, that plays on mobile. For all you mobile players out there, do not worry, I understand your pain. Collecting crystal flies is an absolute annoyance on mobile phones. So, the fact that Sayu's first passive, that's always unlocked, is actually really, really useful for us. So, literally just put Sayu on your team, you will not actually... startle any crystal flies, which will mean you get Crystal Fly is much easier, meaning more condensed resin and stuff like that. So yeah, of course, Crystal Flies are only used for condensed resin right now, I believe. I mean, I don't craft potions a lot, so I only use Crystal Flies for condensed resin. There may be other uses coming out in the future though, but there may actually be other uses for Crystal Flies out, because if Mihoyo gave Sayu a passive like this, then that could definitely mean that that Crystal Flies might be getting a little bit more important in the future. So I don't know. This passive may be foreshadowing something. So yeah, so it will not startle Crystal Flies and certain types of animals. Of course, again, this is really canon, because Sayu is a ninja. Obviously, she has to be silent and stealthy. Her second passive is called Go Find Someone Else. By the way, some of the names of these passives and constellations are really good. So Go Find Someone Else. When Sayu makes a swirl reaction, she will heal 300 health for your party and 1.2 health for her elemental mastery. Again, so what this basically means is, when Sayu makes a swell reaction, so if she swells with Cryo, Hydro, Pyro, or Electro, she will do an instant 300 heal for your party, and she will also heal 1.2% health for her elemental mastery. So she'll do an initial 300 health, and then, over time, she'll do 1.2 health for every point of elemental mastery. Again, emphasizing the fact that she scales with elemental mastery, and you want to try and build elemental mastery on her. So yeah, and this effect can occur every 2 seconds. So again, pretty recent, pretty low cooldown on this passive. Now, her final passive is called I Don't Wanna Work. It's not I Don't Want to Work, by the way. It's actually called I Don't Wanna Work. So yeah. Muji Muji Daruma will heal characters in your party for 20% of the heal given to the current character on the field, and its radius of attack is increased. Now, this is an absolute godlike passive, in my opinion, because what this basically means is Muji Muji Daruma will not only heal, after this passive, Muji Muji Daruma will not only heal the character on the field right now, the character that's actually on the field doing the attacking and all the damage on the field right now, it's also going to heal the characters that are actually sitting in your party. So basically everyone in your party will get healed. Now, Muji Muji Daruma will heal your party for 20% of the amount given to Wait, sorry. Let me rephrase this. So, let's say you're getting healed for 100, right? But by Muji Muji Daruma, the rest of your champions in your party will only be healed 20% of the amount of 100. So I'm not going to do the quick maths, because I've got better things. I'm not really good at quick maths, guys. But yeah, well, off the top of my head, anyway, if you gave me like 5 minutes, then I could. But you guys probably want to watch this video, get it done and over with. So yeah. So Muji Muji Daruma will heal your entire party, but the characters that are not on the field will only receive 20% of the healing of the character on the field, if that makes sense. And its radius of attack is also increased. This is quite a small bit in the actual passive, but it's very good. So what this means is, the actual healing circle isn't increased, but the attack circle is. So the healing circle will still stay the same, but the circle in which Muji Muji Daruma can actually attack is so much bigger. And again, this could be a really good thing. It's not a taunt, but it can definitely slow enemies down when you're in that dire situation. So this is a really god tier passive, I think. This could be this could be the situation between life and death in certain moments. So this is a really good passive, I think. Now, moving on to her constellations. Her C1 is called Multitask no Jitsu. I said earlier that the names are going to be brilliant for these passives and constellations, but yeah, Multitask no Jitsu. The healing restriction is lifted by Muji Muji Daruma and will attack and heal to 100%. This is an absolute god tier constellation, because what this is basically better than Bennett C1, because Bennett C1 will give you the attack buff, because before, Bennett will only give you the attack buff if you're above 70% health. With C1 Bennett, you can be under 70% health and you'll still get the attack buff. So no matter what percentage of health you are, you will get the attack buff. But this basically makes it so that the healing restriction is lifted. So she doesn't heal you. So Muji Muji Daruma will no longer heal you to, where is it? It will no longer heal you up to 70% health, but to 100% health. So you will be able to get to 100% health with her C1, which is absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that it's her first constellation means that this is probably going to be one of her best constellations because of how easy it is to get, the fact that she's a 4-star as well, and the buff that it provides to you. It's a honestly, I think this is one of the best constellations, well, not in the game because she's not in the game, but you know, when she does come out, this will, I think personally, be one of the best constellations in the game. So yeah, and the best part is, not only is the healing restriction limited, but Muji Muji Daruma will, number one, heal you to 100% instead of 70%, but number two, attack at the same time, meaning you're healing as well as slowing the enemy down by Muji Muji Daruma attacking it, which is so good. So you could be on the cusp, you could be on the verge of crossing over, as Hu Tao would say. But you managed to absolutely clutch it with Sayu's ultimate and managed to win the fight because Muji Muji Daruma was an absolute chad and healed you and attacked the enemy at the same time. You have no idea how amazing this constellation will be. I think this will be an absolute god tier maybe even broken. I honestly think this constellation might actually be to the point of being broken because of the fact that you get healed to 100%. This is basically Bennett's C1, but on crack, meth, and steroids, and then some more illegal drugs that I cannot name for the purpose of this video. So yeah, it's a really good constellation. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna say anything more about this constellation. It will do the talking itself. So yeah, C2 is egress prep. So the spin kick from the elemental skill, so her elemental skill, the spin kick at the end of her elemental skill, with like her tail slap basically, now does an extra 3.3% damage in press mode, which again just means more damage when she comes out of her Sonic the Hedgehog form. The hold variant will increase the spin kick's damage by 3.3% the longer it's held down for. So this basically means that the longer you hold down her Sonic the Hedgehog spin dash, the damage will actually, for the tail slap, will actually get much bigger. Now, according to the skill, you can only hold it down for 10 seconds, so 3.3 times 10 would be 33%. But according to Honey Hunters, it's 66%, which is double the value of this, which is A, really good, but B, it may be incorrect scaling. It may be that maybe the information on Honey Hunters was incorrect, or the scaling is just different, and I haven't managed to get the scaling quite as accurate. So it's either 33% or 66%. But because Honey Hunters is quite a trusted website, maybe it is 66%. But like I said, I can't say. It's either 33% or 66%. So yeah, just keep that in mind, guys. Now, her C4 is called Skiving, new and improved. So what this constellation does is, she recovers 1.2 energy when triggering a swirl reaction, and this can happen every 1.2 seconds. So basically, when Sayu does a swirl reaction, she will instantly recover 1.2 energy, and she can do this every 1.2 seconds, which means you can again spam this over and over. Well, obviously not over and over again because her skill cooldowns and elemental burst cooldowns, but still, let's say you have Muji Muji Daruma C1 and he's attacking you. You're going to be getting this every single second because I believe Muji Muji Daruma also attacks in like 2-second intervals, I believe. So yeah, and if you don't know what, if you guys are wondering what her C3 and C5 does, C3 just increases her elemental skill damage, and C5 just increases her ultimate skill damage. So, or elemental burst damage, I should say. Now C6, her final one is called Sleep O'Clock. Muji Muji Daruma will now also scale with elemental mastery. So what this means is, not only will Muji Muji Daruma scale with attack, so Sayu's total attack, but it will also scale with Sayu's total elemental mastery as well, meaning more damage dealt to enemies and more healing given to you. Now, depending on the actual amount of health you have, the amount of elemental mastery and attack you have, the damage increase will be 0.2% up to 400%, and the healing will be increased by 3 up to 6,000 health. And this is on elemental mastery alone, by the way. Yeah, I do believe this is on Elemental Mastery alone. I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but it doesn't actually say that attack percent is also included with this. It just states that Elemental Mastery now scales with Muji Muji Daruma. Sorry, Muji Muji Daruma now scales with Elemental Mastery. So I'm presuming this entire section here is only based off of the Elemental Mastery. If it is, that's a little bit crazy, but yeah, I can't really confirm that. So, yeah, you guys will have to definitely check it out when she does come out. But, yeah, I do believe this last constellation does scale with her Elemental Mastery. If it does, that's ridiculous. If it doesn't, that's still pretty good, in all honesty. So, when I say it doesn't scale with Elemental Mastery, I mean it scales with Elemental Mastery and Attack instead of just Elemental Mastery. So, yeah, and just to end things off, if you guys want some splash art of Sayu and an in-game model of what Sayu is going to look like. Also, if you want to know why she always looks very, very sleepy, it's because she's actually quite sleep-deprived. According to her lore, she's quite sleep-deprived. So, yeah, or she always appears sleep-deprived anyway. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, that's basically the end of the video. I may have dragged it out a little bit too much because of the C1, but I just wanted to let you guys know how important and how broken her C1 can actually be, as well as her her third constellation here. These two, personally, I think this passive and this constellation together, absolutely spicy combo. I'm not even joking. These two, probably one of the best passives in the game, I think, and well, not in the game, but obviously you know what I mean, and one of the best constellations in the game. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I have been Carvenus14 and still am, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the day, the rest of your day, I should say. I will see you all very, very soon. Please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell because we've got a few more leaked characters that are coming out onto the channel. So, yeah, I guess if you guys are intrigued for the future characters, stay tuned because we're going to be covering 2 more. I know I said 2 more yesterday, but I realized I'd forgotten one. So, technically, I should have said 3 yesterday, but now it's 2 because Sayu is officially done. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I will see you all very, very soon. Goodbye.